Hello, welcome to the Brewster Call, a show where liberty lives, ad hominem dies, and commies need not apply. I am your host, Jason, and with me today is Ashu, Carole. Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Ashu, Carole, and I'm the author of Unbendable Trum. And today I'm here to talk about my book.
Perfect. So, just a bit of background for my audience. I went to the People's Convention in Detroit. That was in June of 2024. While I was there, I had about 12 interviews. Um, One of them I had to recreate. That was the Jack Posobiec one I just uploaded. Two of them had full video and audio. Two of them were audio only, and about seven of them were lost to the sands of a muted microphone. Ashu was someone who I interviewed while I was in Detroit, but I actually met her slightly beforehand at the Boston Logan International Airport.
Yeah, I
Someone who seemed definitely thankful that I could help guide her to the terminal. So, first question, I guess, would just be tell us about this book you that you wrote.
yeah, this is a Trump book that I wrote titled Unbendable Trump. So I wasn't actually a Trump fan. Many years ago when Trump first assumed the Oval Office, I wasn't a Trump fan because I wasn't even interested in politics. Like I actually thought President Trump was a politician. Yeah, but I later realized that he wasn't a politician, but a leader. There's a difference between a politician and a leader. Leaders fight and care for the next generation, while politicians care about their self gratifications. Yeah, they just fight to occupy a seat, but they don't care about the people. So when I had to do my personal research about President Trump, I realized that he was actually fighting for the American people, that he wasn't a politician, he was trying to do the right thing, and that was why they were persecuting him. That was why he actually went through a lot of political oppression because he wasn't a politician, he was trying to do the right thing. So that was
Yeah, so that
yeah, that was how I became inspired. And when I realized that Trump was the victim, I felt that urge to fight for him. I didn't feel the need to keep quiet. I didn't want to keep quiet. Like I wanted to fight for him. I wanted to stand up for him and for the American people.
that's a really good inspiration. I know I had a similar journey where I really didn't like Trump initially, and then I saw that he crossed the demilitarized zone in North Korea, and I was like, okay, man's got some courage. It seems that you're describing this man as a leader, but not a lot of people would describe him as such. So, what exactly was the deciding factor? What made you change your opinion about him?
Well, I had to do my personal research about Trump because the media was actually gaslighting us. They were brainwashing people, making us believe that Trump is a bad guy, he's racist, he's this, and blah, 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 blah. All the bad things that they were saying about him, all the shit talk. So I had to, I had to dig deep and look beyond whatever they were saying on social media and do my personal research about Trump, and everything about him inspired me. His lifestyle, the challenges that he have been through, and everything about him inspired me. So I realized he was a victim and he was trying to do the right thing. He wasn't playing around, and so I had to start writing about him. So that was how that was how I fell in love with President Trump.
And many people have. I mean, one thing that I've noticed is that it definitely takes a lot of courage to get shot and then stand up and say fight, fight, fight. Um,
Yeah,
did you
yeah,
want to
President
give me
Trump is
this?
actually a tough guy. Like he's a very tough guy. He's sacrificing his pleasures for the American people. Trump has it all. He has it all. He gave up his life, his pleasure, his luxury simply because he wanted to serve the American people. And when I find out that President Trump he ruled this country before without receiving any remuneration, he took his salary and he donated his salary to black schools to save others. He's passionate for the people. Yeah, he has passion for the people. So he just want to save the people. He wants to save the American people. He's fighting for the benefit of the people. He has no personal interest. No, he's not mercantilistic. He has no interest in money. Nothing. He just wants to serve the people. So that was one thing that actually attracted me to him and captured
Yeah.
my admiration.
Yeah, so I mean, you said you did a lot of research. I mean, I definitely agree with you that the media, they're
Yeah, the
just
media has
pushing
been
a
the
narrative.
problem. Yeah, the media is the problem. Most of most Democrats control the media. They dominate the media. So they were gaslighting us, and in fact they were accusing President Trump of whatever thing they were doing to him. you know yeah, it's a
Yeah,
form of it's a psychology of projection. They were accusing Trump of whatever thing they were doing to him in order to confuse us, to confuse the masses, so that people should see him as a bad guy, as a racist, as a this
yeah.
and a that. Yeah. So but
I mean,
but the
that's from
America, I
Brewster
thank God
radicals.
because President Trump was finally elected, because the American people actually proved to be smarter than them. Yeah. And me too, I was I was brainwashed. I was once gaslighted, but I think that it was because I wasn't interested in politics. Like, I wasn't actually interested. I had a divided opinion about President Trump. I didn't hate him and I didn't like him. I wasn't just interested. I didn't want to hear anything about any politician. Nothing. I didn't want to hear anything. But when I sat down and I became interested, I bought a couple of his books and I read them, and I felt inspired. I realized that he was a victim. So you know that people don't only fight battles for doing the wrong things. Yeah, when you want to do the right thing, you want to disturb the status quo. You realize that you have a lot of battles. A lot of people will resist you. You face a lot of oppositions in life when you try to do the right thing. So President Trump he has done it before and he's still doing the right thing. That's why he has a lot of enemies.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
will push back a little bit. I mean, you keep saying that he's a victim, but I think a lot of this he's willingly sacrificed his time and his labor and his energy. Um, I would say that he's a victor, not just electorally, but I mean, this is the greatest underdog story in American history, won't you say?
Yeah, yeah, I said he's a victim in the sense that he has had a lot of oppositions, a lot of enemies, and he has faced a lot of battles, but he actually emerged victorious. Yeah, President Trump is undefeatable. You see the book I titled it Unbendable Trump. So that I actually used the right word, because he's
Yeah.
he's the toughest guy I've ever known. Like, I think that he's the toughest president of the US history. He's indefatigable. He's relentless. He's unbeatable. He's undefeatable. Like, he doesn't get tired. Sometimes I sit down and I wonder, how does he do it at his age? Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
so many of his age
I
mates
think he said it's
they are
something
in
genetic.
nursing homes. Yeah, most of his age mates are in nursing homes. They can't even get up from bed. But at this age, his mindset. He has a very powerful mindset, and he doesn't give up at this age. Wow, I was so impressed. Like, I want to be like Trump when I get older. I want to be tough like him. Like, I don't think that anybody can go through what he went through and stand. It takes, and I also give glory to God, because it's not all about Trump. That such
Yeah.
strength come from above. Yeah, he's actually endowed. God has blessed him. Yeah, it takes the grace of God to withstand all the persecution from one court to the other and everything, all the false allegations, and you still stand firm like nothing ever happened. Like,
Yeah, and that's
when President Trump survived the first assassination attempt, the next day he was golfing. He went to
as he
Mar-a-Lago and he
does.
was golfing. I was like, wow, wow, what is he made up of?
And then he went up and gave a speech at the RNC.
Yeah, who does that?
That's another thing I will say to my audience. A lot of Christians I know take issue with, oh, how can someone who has this like spotty past be a vessel for God? Anybody can be a vessel for God.
Someone
And
who has a
he
pass.
I'm not asking you a question. I'm talking to my audience just rhetorically.
Okay.
Um I'll probably cut that part out. Um but the main thing is, as a Christian, God can choose anybody. He can choose an imperfect man for his perfect and divine will. And I think it's important for us to put aside for a second, like, okay, he's had multiple wives and that sort of thing, but that doesn't make him a bad person. And I think his virtues outweigh his strengths.
Yeah, what do they even have against Trump? They keep capitalizing on the fact that he got divorced twice and blah blah blah. He's not a good person because at least he got married to the woman he divorced. There are people who have they are not even married. They have about 20 to 30 body counts and they are still saying rubbish about Trump. Like seriously, there are people with 50 body counts and they are still talking about a man who got divorced twice. They are still trying to condemn him. But God is not interested in the darkness of our past. He's
But
interested
he
in the
who is
brightness
without
of our
sin cast
future.
the first stone.
Yeah, he's interested in the brightness of our future. He's interested in our present level of maturity. He doesn't give a damn about our past. At least he got married to those women. And he has been married to his present wife. I think they got married if I'm not mistaken, they got married in 2005. He has been married to Medea for 20 years now. And
Yeah,
so
they
why did they
celebrated
keep,
their anniversary recently.
yeah, he got married, he got divorced, blah, blah, blah. That's rubbish. That doesn't stop him from being a good guy. We all have our past. We all have a very dark past, and Jesus Christ still accepted us. So that's just the only weapon that they are using against Trump. His past, his past. He got married and got divorced, blah blah blah. That's the only thing. Trump is a very good guy, like seriously, and he's the
Now,
first.
now
He's the first
I was
president.
gonna ask you, but go ahead.
Yeah, you're gonna say something. Yeah, say it.
Well, I was going to ask a different question, so just finish your
Yeah,
thought real
just
quick.
yeah. I'm all ears.
All right, so I was going to ask you, I'm an English major. I've written poetry before, and it seems that Unbendable Trump, correct me if I'm wrong, is sort of an ode to Trump of like, this is a bunch of stuff that is inspiring to me, but talk to me about the writing process behind that. How long did it take you to write Unbendable Trump, and what went into creating the book?
Like, okay, when I felt inspired to write about Trump, like it came as an inspiration. I wasn't planning in 2023. I started following Trump a lot. Like I became addicted to him. When I go to bed, I'll put most of his speeches on loudspeaker and sleep with them. So later on, I had to order lots of his books, and I read his books to know about him, like to know him personally. I wanted to have my own personal revelation about him. Yeah, I don't think I read it out of the day. I read Never Give
I
Up.
don't think he wrote that personally. I think it was ghostwritten for him, but still.
Yeah, I ordered a plethora of his books, some of his books, not all, like 5 or 6 books, and I wanted to understand who he is, like. So I wanted to have my personal revelation about him. I didn't want to listen to the media and all the criticisms and everything. So after reading his books, I became inspired. So one day I went to bed. I took a nap. It was in the afternoon. Like it's like I heard a voice in my spirit saying, "Write something for Trump. Write about Trump." It came as an inspiration. I wasn't planning it. Like so, and it didn't take me that long. After reading his book, I think it took me like 1 week. Yeah, I'm a gifted
So it's
I'm,
just on
I'm a gifted
fire.
I'm a gifted poet. So like I'm very good. I started writing poetry since in 2015. So I even write poems better than I write novels. So it didn't take me that
It's a
long.
unique art style.
Mm-hmm.
I've dabbled in both poetry and novels and biographies. Um, it's certainly something interesting. I've noticed when I want to learn more about Trump, I've actually started watching the show he was in, The Apprentice. I think it gives a lot of character insight to how he operates as a business person, but also his character as a person, seeing him both in private and in public and seeing the similarities between the two. I mean, anyone who knows Trump will tell you that he's the same guy behind closed doors.
Yeah, he's weird. Like, okay, that's one thing I was supposed to talk about. President Trump. When I started following this guy, anytime he speaks, I feel like something hits me in my spirit. He's authentic. He's real.
Yeah.
He doesn't compromise. He doesn't speak, he doesn't pretend. He doesn't tell lies in order to massage people's feelings. He doesn't care about feelings. Like, he's very authentic. And then those are the kind of leaders that the world needs. Those are the kind of people that we need. President Trump is extremely real. So that's one thing I admire about him. Who he is in the dark is the same person he is in the light. So he doesn't pretend. That's one thing I like about him. You know, in this world full of hypocrisy, people people love pretenders a lot. Like, people love a lot of pretenders. When you're very real, you're very authentic, you refuse to be manipulated. Yeah, they start thinking that you're a bad person. This world fancies
Yeah,
so much hypocrisy.
yeah, and I know you had said like, oh, he doesn't care about feelings, but I think he does. I think he's a very empathetic
Well,
person, especially to the
yeah,
people.
well, I say he
Like,
doesn't
I'm
care
thinking about
about feelings in
he's
the sense that,
defending people, yeah.
yeah, in the sense that it's not as if he's not emotional, he doesn't love. No, he's a very loving father. From the way I look at him, the way he relates with his kids and others, he's a very loving man. I've seen videos of him helping a lot of people. He doesn't care about feelings in the sense that he doesn't compromise the truth in order to please people. He's not a people pleaser. Like, he cannot do something that is repugnant to virtue simply because he want to please people. So that's a part of it. He cannot pretend. He cannot commit vice. He cannot compromise simply because he want to please people. But he's very emotional and he's a very good man. So
Yeah, and that's the thing of unbendable Trump. It's hard. He doesn't bend on trying to spare people's feelings.
yeah, he
I
cannot be
mean, there was a
manipulated.
very
Yeah, that's why that's
absolutely
that's the reason why they hate him a lot. That's the main reason why they hate Trump. They cannot manipulate him. They cannot make him to
can't
do the
control
wrong
him.
things. They cannot lure him to go astray. The deep states and the shadow government, they knew well all that cannot manipulate Trump. That's why they have been fighting him. And I'm suspecting that his assassins receive orders from they took orders from the New World Order. Yeah, that's why they have been resisting him because they
Yeah,
cannot
there's a
control
lot
him.
of questions, and
Mhm.
we definitely need an investigation into July 13th. I was gonna mention though. I mean, something that really exemplifies his behind the scenes feeling is he recently signed into law the Laken Riley Act, and it was about like border security and immigration. Um, and he had the mother of Laken Riley, who was murdered by an illegal alien, come to the stand and really just say a few words. But he wasn't expecting praise. He wanted the mother to talk about her daughter, and in that speech, I mean, she was saying like Trump cared about Laken Riley. And said that he would do something, and he did, and he kept his
Yeah,
promise.
he's a
And
man
I
of
think
his
that's a
word.
sign of integrity.
Yeah, President Trump is a man of his word, and I love what he's doing. He loves the American people. He prioritizes the American people. The American citizens must come first. So that's one thing I love about Trump. He's sacrificing for these people, and I'm right behind him. Yeah, he should.
Now, what do you go ahead?
No, go on.
I was going to say, now, what do you say about advice for all of the people who were where you are used to be at and where I used to be at, where they don't pay attention to the news and they just kind of think like, Trump's this. we don't like him at all. And they really haven't done what you did, which is taking a critical look on what you believe. What do you have to say to the people who are being manipulated by the media to think he's
You
an
you
orange
know
Hitler?
most informations that we see on social media are presented as they are, let me just say, they are personal opinions presented as facts. So it's usually good to cross-reference every information before accepting them. Don't just get up in the morning and anything that you see on social media you believe. People just create their own opinions about Trump, about people. Like, they just create their opinions about Trump based on their personal grievances, and they just post them on social media, and you believe. And because they know that the most social media users, most fans are gullible, they are easily deceived because they don't have enough time to do their personal research. They don't have enough time to carry out their personal investigation. So whatever thing they see on social media, they just believe. And as humans, we should be reasonable. Don't just get up in the morning, you believe anything you see on social media, anything you see on social media. Try to do your personal research. Try to know what is going on behind curtains. Try to find out. Try to put your ears on the ground to understand what is happening behind closed doors. Don't just see everything, because the mainstream media is gaslighting people, and they haven't stopped. They haven't stopped since President Trump um, resumed the Oval Office. They have intensified their gaslighting. They will not stop. So because they control the media, they keep gaslighting people, and the gullible ones keep believing. So try to do your personal research and understand what is going on. Don't just get up, you see anything and you believe on social media. I used to be like that, but not now.
Yeah, and I'll encourage everybody who's listening to this or watching
Yeah,
it
and don't
later
stop
when I
stop
upload
following
it to
CNN. CNN
also
CNN
there's a few
CNN
more
does
I can
not
add
have
to that
journalists.
list.
Most people, most of the journalists on CNN are activists. They are activists, not journalists.
I'd go a step further and say they are propagandists
Yeah,
because they're just
yeah,
pushing a
yeah,
lie
that's the right
regardless of
word.
the
I was
truth.
looking for that
But
word.
that
Yeah.
is that is the importance of people like me, and there are thousands of other podcasts popping up. I think one side effect of the 2024 election and Elon Musk being involved is that people are a lot more free to kind of choose where they get their information from
Yeah, yeah,
and to
people,
find other resources to double check.
yeah, at least if you see something on CNN, you need to go on Fox News and try to hear from the horse's mouth. Don't just get up and anything you see on social media you believe. Now like this, people are creating everything. Now that President Trump has started, the ICE have started deporting illegals. A lot of people are creating fake informations and putting online, and people believe. People believe. They even
Yeah,
take
I mean
videos,
there's
old
a bunch of
videos.
protests about that, right?
Yeah, yeah, videos that are 8 years old. They put them on social media. They make it look like it's a recent video, and people just believe without cross referencing the information, which is wrong.
Yeah, and I mean, there's plenty of ways that as an independent person you can actually fact check for yourself. You know, there's
Yeah,
different things about like the metadata of the video being like, hey, when was this even uploaded? And things can be edited very deceptively.
yeah.
And I hope to be as transparent as I can.
I had to actually, I had to dig deep when I became interested in President Trump. I had to find out. I even ordered one book that says Trump got it done. I had to find out what was happening. Yeah, I had to find out what was happening, and I realized that I've been deceived. And the media made him look like a racist, like he's a racist. And but President Trump is not a racist. He's not, and he has never been a racist. You see, President Trump did not collect any remuneration when he was president. He took all his money and he donated his salary to black schools. He freed a lot of black people when he was president. Even now, he's still doing it. So Trump has never been a racist. He's a very good
Yeah, I
guy.
mean,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think it's the fact that he speaks bluntly and authentically. People just assume that he's
Yeah.
racist.
I
But when
think
in reality, if you look at his actions, I mean, during the first
I
administration,
think
he signed.
it's a Trump derangement syndrome. They have the TDS. It's a mental
Definitely.
health crisis. It's a Trump derangement syndrome because There's nothing that President Trump is doing that has not been done before. President Obama repatriated almost 5 million illegal immigrants, and he did not receive any backlashes. He didn't receive any backlash, but he repatriated almost 5 million, if I'm not mistaken, but it was more than 3 million, I think 3.5 and above. But now Trump is doing the same thing and receiving a lot of criticisms, and I think it's a mental health crisis. I'm sure it's because he's white and he's rich. Yeah, he's a wealthy guy.
Orange.
Yeah, he's a wealthy guy,
He's
and
not white, he's orange.
yeah, and he's white. Yeah, that's why some people have a problem with white people. I don't know why. It's like the world hates a lot of white people. They want to blame a white man for everything, for all their sufferings, all their problems in life, because Obama did worse. So if they are to categorize a racist based on their their deportation policies, then I think Obama should be Obama should be termed a racist too, because if that's the case, then Obama is the most racist president, because he has the highest deportation. He did the highest deportation, but now Trump just kickstarted. He just began, and he's already receiving a lot of criticism from left and right, and they just hate him. They hate him. They feel intimidated because he's a white guy, and they keep calling him racist. He's not a racist. He's doing what has been done before. Why is it that anytime that President Trump does a thing that other presidents have done before, they keep calling him names? They feel intimidated. They don't like him because he's worthy.
And
And
because they can't control him, as you said before.
Hmm?
The deep state, the shadow government, they can't control him.
They can't control him, and that's because they can't bribe him. He doesn't want anything from them. He had his money. He has been a business tycoon ever since. He had his money before coming into politics. He has always been a rich guy. So usually they use money to manipulate these politicians, to control them, to subordinate their voices, their opinions. But they can't do that to Trump. They can't mess with him. So that's why they keep using the media to brainwash people, to make people think that President Trump is a bad guy. It's all over the news. All over the news. Every day, people keep calling me, oh, for my country. People call me for my country and say, what is happening in America? I say, what is happening in America has happened before. It has happened before. So why are they making a big deal out of it?
Well, talk to me about that. Like, you said my country. I assume either your parents or you immigrated here.
Yeah, I'm an immigrant. I'm a legal immigrant. That's a difference, because it's like the media the media has I just spoke about the TDS. They have most Trump haters have the Trump derangement syndrome. So that TDS has blindfolded them to the point that they don't know the difference between the word illegal and legal. So I did not break the law while coming here. Yeah, I came here legally. I had a visa before coming here. I did not come through the southern border. So that's the difference. I'm a legal immigrant. So that's
where you're from?
I'm from Cameroon. It's in Central Africa.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's very important that legal immigrants, I mean, I feel bad because all the illegal immigrants are jumping the line, and it must be frustrating for someone like you who did things the right way and waited and, got in, and then you just see a bunch of people cutting you. I mean, I don't like.
Well, I don't actually care about that. I don't like the fact that they break the law, but it doesn't bother me that I actually waited for too long to come here and others are cutting, and it doesn't bother me. But I hate the fact that they are accusing President Trump of being a racist because he's repatriating people. That's just what I don't like. I don't want to hear. He's not a racist. That's what offends me, because Obama repatriated a lot of people, and it is unlawful to come here through the border. So it's their right to repatriate you, to deport you. If you came here through the border, you came here illegally. So President Trump is not against immigration. People keep calling me all the time and say, your father, they call him my father. Most of my friends back home, they say your father is deporting people. He's against immigration. He's anti-immigration. I say no. He's not against immigration. He's against illegal immigration. There's a difference between those two words. So they need to understand the difference. But
And I definitely think I can tell that you're very grateful for the opportunities you've been given, and I'm very grateful that you could come on the Brewster call. Uh, I want to be able to lift you up and support you. Can you tell us, where we can get your book? And I'll definitely link it in the comments so that people, if they're so inclined, can also
yeah,
read The Unbendable Trump.
I have other books. Like this is Unbendable Trump. Then I have Eyes of Hope. I have Dare Your Dream. I have a silent scream, and there are other books in line that are waiting to be published. So you can get them on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, eBay. Just Google, and Google will give you the option. Will tell you where the books are located. You can get my books there.
That's amazing. And I already have a copy from the first time we interviewed, but I'll be certain.
Yeah, you know that
I've got
when I
so many
first
books.
published this book, I faced a lot of obstacles. Yeah, because I spoke the truth. I spoke the truth in the book, and Amazon wasn't happy with me, and they had to.
I could imagine.
Yeah,
Well,
they
there's a
had to
reason for
unpublish the
everything, and
book.
I maybe would you say that trying to process unbendable Trump has made you a little bit more unbendable?
Yeah, yeah. So, but I stood my grounds and I kept praying. But now they have reinstated my account, my Amazon account, my Kindle account. Yeah, so I'm so happy and
Perfect.
I'm so proud of myself because I didn't give up. And I'm hoping that not long from now, this book will get to President Trump's table. Yeah, because I love him.
I
Like,
bet he'd love it.
yeah, I did it for love. I actually love Sean. I love what he's doing, and I love him so much with every nerve. I love him so
That's
much.
amazing, and I bet you're really happy about what he's doing now that he's
Yeah,
back
I'm
in the
happy
White
because
House.
I'm happy. The book is not just an ode to praise trauma. I actually criticize immorality in this country, homosexuality, abortion,
Hmm.
all the gender complexity, and all the shit. So I criticize them.
Well, don't give too much of it away. We want to make sure that people are able to, leave a
Yeah,
little bit left in
I
their
spoke
minds so they want to
against
buy it
I
from you.
spoke against wars because of the wars in the Middle East. I spoke against wars in this book. I criticized corruption. So we
That's
so
that's really strong.
yeah, I did my best. I did my best, and I just modified the book, and I hope that Trump will see the book soon. In just two shakes of a lamb's tail, I hope he's gonna see the book. So I did my
And
best.
perhaps he may see this episode. Do you have any parting words of wisdom, advice for not just our audience, but let's say President Trump himself is watching this? What would you say to him before
Well, if
before
I
we
meet
go?
President Trump in person, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give him a hug. I'm gonna hug him and I'll tell him that I love him. I love him so much. I love him with every
How
fiber of
sweet.
my being. I love him with my whole head. I love him with my kidneys and my liver and my lungs and my bladder. I'm gonna tell him I love him then. I'm gonna pray for him because he actually needs prayer. Yeah, I'm gonna pray for him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think everyone should pray. I mean, it is a biblical mandate to pray for those who are in power. Jeremiah 29:10, I believe, says, "Demand the welfare of the nation you are in, for your welfare depends on the nation's welfare."
you,
And so it's
you
very
know when
important that we pray for our country and our leaders.
Yeah, when President Trump survived the first assassination attempt, I think it was in July 13, right? If I'm not mistaken. When he
July
survived
13th,
the first
yes.
assassination attempt, I started praying for President Trump every day for 1 hour. I dedicated 1 hour of my time to pray for President Trump every single day. So when he won the election on the 5th of November, 2024, I relented my effort. I felt like we have won. We have won. So I stopped praying for him, but I'm starting back. I stopped praying for him for 1 hour for too long. Though I was still praying for him from time to time, but I had to relent my effort. So, but now this month of February, I started praying for Trump again. Like, I'm committing 1 hour of my time to pray for him, to pray for this nation and the world. And that's what I want to advise everybody to do. All the Christians, the prayer warriors who have been supporting Trump spiritually, we shouldn't give up. This is not the time to give up. Oh, don't think, oh, now he's in the Oval
price of
Office.
liberty is eternal vigilance.
Yeah, because we are dealing with a full-time devil, and we have an enemy who is consistent. Satan himself, the devil himself, is very indefatigable. He's relentless. He doesn't give up, and he's going to still put his agents under pressure to destroy President Trump. So the battle is not over. The battle is not over. We need to keep fighting in the place of prayer. We need to keep putting our knees on the ground every day. They're still going to come for Trump. You know that what Trump is doing is that he's pushing back the agenda of the Antichrist. He's fighting against the Antichrist. He's pushing back he's derailing the agenda of the New World Order. So they're still going to come for him. The battle is not over. President Trump is trying he's stopping the manacles of immorality over this land. So we need to keep praying for him. We shouldn't give up.
And there's definitely an element of spirituality here. I definitely think it's important to both pray for the health of President Trump, but also for our country more generally, because Lord knows we need it.
Yeah, like I said, Trump is standing on the way. So he's just standing on the way. They're not after him. He said it before on stage. They're not after Trump. He's just standing on their way. They're after our children. They're after the American children. And President Trump is trying to...
amazing to have a protector.
Yeah, he's intercepting their satanic agenda. So they're after American children. See, under the Biden administration, almost 4 million every year. I think 1 million babies were aborted.
Yeah.
Every year. That means for the 4 years that Joe Biden ruled this country as president, almost 4 million babies were aborted. So they're after the next generation. And President Trump is frustrating their agenda. He's intercepting them. So we pray for Trump and we pray for America as a whole. So they shouldn't take him down because they're going to try. The globalists will not give up. They don't give up. They will not give up. They will try to JFK him again. If they don't succeed in doing that, I think that they are going to create another virus in order to derail his policies, to derail his agenda. So they're going to create another virus. I think the bird flu and there's something monkeypox. The monkeypox, yeah, they are in line. They are going to make it to escalate if they don't try to take Trump down. So we are in a spiritual battle. That's how I see it.
I think it's so important, and I'm very happy that he worked very swiftly. I mean, right after he said, "So help me God," he started signing executive orders faster than, a pen can write. And I think that we're on track for a new golden age in America.
Yeah, and I to my opinion, I believe that we're in a spiritual battle. We're not in a physical battle. We're in a deep spiritual battle, and we don't need to give up because the devil will keep trying, and they will keep trying. They will not give up. And they cannot make President Trump. They cannot get him to do whatever they want. They are going to try to bring him down again. So we need to keep.
And I don't think either of us will give up. You won't give up in telling truth and speaking boldly.
I won't give up. I'll never give up. I'll never give up. I'll fight for this country and for the whole world, because they targeted America, USA, because USA is a pinnacle nation of the world. And if they were trying to legalize impunity, like you see, Joe Biden, when Joe Biden was president last year, Joe Biden declared Easter Sunday a transgender visibility day. He made Easter, can you imagine? Yeah. Easter Sunday, the resurrection of Jesus, they used it to celebrate gays, and they brought gays and lesbians to twerk at the White House. While President Trump, while President Trump was bringing pastors and worship leaders to sing praise and worship in the White House, the disciples of Satan were bringing gays and lesbians to take at the White House. They were trying to, what the devil is trying to do this end time is to legalize impunity, to make iniquity less offensive, so that they can move on with their end time agenda. So they targeted the US because US is a pinnacle nation of the world, and other countries copy whatever the US does. So they want to destroy the world. They want to enslave us. They want to keep us under a satanic subjugation. They want to keep people in bondage. So we need to really wake up. We need to stay on our feet. All the Christians who have been interceding for Trump should not give up, because they will still try. They will not give up. I sense that in my
Yeah.
spirit. Every day when I pray for Trump, I sense that in my spirit. They will not give up. The battle is not over. They will try to kill Trump again. They will try. If they don't try, they're going to do something to discredit his competence. If they don't succeed in killing him, they're going to create another virus or another outbreak of a pandemic, whatever, to discredit his competence, and they'll put it on him. They'll blame him for it, because they have been blaming Trump for everything they do. They have been using the psychology of projection to blame President Trump for whatever, all the evil they do. They keep putting it on Trump. They keep blaming Trump for it, and the media accept. The fans on social media, they accept it because they have a TDS. They have a Trump derangement syndrome. So they're going to try to take Trump down. So we need to keep praying for him. We need to keep praying for him and praying for America, because this country cannot go down. Trump is preserving the legacies of the founding fathers.
Absolutely.
This country cannot be destroyed. The world cannot be destroyed.
Well, thank you, Ashu, for coming on to the Brewster call. It's a pleasure, as always, to speak from you. And for everyone else, I'd say just pray for President Trump, and pray for our nation that we may find the light once more. Um, Thank you again for joining us, and God
Yeah.
bless you.